Hey guys, it's Chris Ursini here back from CNH Smology again for another informative review. Right now I'm doing a review of a firearm that I have here. It's a Chinese or early Sino-Soviet SKS. I'll open it up here and show you what I got here. I have a drop case of this thing as well too. You can see it's right here. These are made exclusively for the Chinese SKSs. As I'll open it up here, you can see it here in front of me. Basically, these things open up the same way as the my Mosin Nagant one opens up. You have straps, one on the front. I actually have the actual sling down inside here because it has holes for the strap up here and has a hole down here below the other strap too. So basically, you can either keep the strap inside or you can keep the strap on the outside. Either way, so you just undo these components on here, the big cord around the outside to get the thing apart. And you do the same thing with the one on the top up here as well too. I recommend keeping these things, just put like a square knot or something like that. And you don't have to make it real tight. And just to take the ball one out too as well down here for that. And you just flip it open like so. And your gun's nice and situated inside here. This drop case is basically perfect fit for this one right here, but it's a nice snug fit. The gun's around 41 inches and this thing is about 41 inches 40 inches long too as well, and basically you slip it in first in the nose. The nose has a guard up here too. It's a thicker reinforced guarding area for that, and the back is also, I think, reinforced too back here as well too. So let me take it out here and so you can show you what I got here for you. Take it out of the back first and take it out the front as you are seeing right here. I have got my condom on the front up here. So you can keep the end from getting all screwed up or having crap get stuck down inside it. Let me throw this thing out of the way over here. Okay, there we go. And here you go right here. This is the Chinese SKS. It is very similar to the Russian one because the Russians apparently shipped most of their tooling down to China after they discontinued the manufacture of the Russian SKS in the Soviet Union back in '58. So basically they shipped a bunch of stuff to China around '56, mid-early '56, and the Chinese start producing them on Russian machinery and stuff like that, tooling, anything else. And this one right here I have is a model 1958. Because the earlier ones are like called the Sino-Soviet ones, and basically they're almost like a carbon copy of the Russian type ones out there. You can see that this one on here has the Cyrillic equivalent of the meters, the N-looking mark on here for that. That's the initial for the N for the, I should say, the meters, as opposed to the yards and stuff like that we use over here. You also big difference between the earlier SKSs like the one right here and the later ones is the later ones made like in the, I think the 70s and 80s, they have stamped receivers, and basically they overall cheapen the entire gun up. They have less durable parts and stuff like that all over the gun. The receivers stamped sheet metal. They got a pinned barrel on there. They no longer have a threaded barrel. They don't have a big thick barrel lug like this one has. This one has relatively thick barrel lug on the side, where you can see right here. As time went by, they started cheapening them up, and they shrunk the barrel lug down. They made the receiver stamped steel as opposed to complete milled steel. The trigger group on here as well too. This was originally milled as well too, and on the later models, I think in the 70s and 80s, they were all stamped steel as well too. The earlier models had the bayonet style you see right here. You see right here, as the Soviets one had here as well too. The later models have the pike type of bayonet. Basically, you just cock this thing in the front like so, and it fits on just like that, and fold it back down right into the stock, and that's how you differentiate between them. Like I said before, the earlier ones had the bayonet on here, the same ones the Russians have. One basically, it's basically a carbon copy of theirs. They also have the gas block on here. You can see the gas block right here. It has a curved horseshoe-looking shape right here. The original Russian ones, like back in the late 40s, had a block that came straight out on it. It didn't curve in; it was straight out. And apparently they changed the design, so they kept the late Russian model design as well too on these for that. It also has a cleaning rod down inside here as well too. You see that down inside. I can roll that around right here for that. I also got my sling here as well under to it. This is the green authentic Chinese sling on here as well too for it. It has all matching components on here as well. The bolt carrier, the receiver dust cover right here is matching as well. The trigger group mechanism right here is matching. The magazine well is matching also. Basically, it was not force match. Basically, whenever they re-arsenal something, sometimes they change the serial numbers on certain components on the gun, like these ones right here, and they might put a different bolt, and they might put a different bolt, and they might scratch out the original number and put some other number on there for that, or they might try to force match the stock on these things. I think the stock is, let me see here, I don't know, I can't remember if it had a serial number on it or not. I don't think it does. I don't think it does have a serial number on here at all. If it does, it's probably be right back here, but I can barely even see anything on here, but I don't think it has a serial number on the stock per se. The original Russian ones, like the laminate stock or the hardwood stocks, they had a serial number right down here in the actual wood part, plus they had the factory cartouche, which is the Izzy logo. They would put the Izzy logo, it'd be like a circle with a triangle inside and a flexed arrow, and the Tula one will have a big star with a flexed arrow inside that one. The most common ones are the Tula models of the Russian SKS, because that's what they made. The majority of them, the Izzy marked ones, were pretty rare because they didn't make hardly any of them at the Izzy factory for that. So this one also has a nice, neat stock fixed right here. Somebody put a splice here because it had a little crack right here, and they spliced a piece of wood in there to keep the stock together on there for that as well. And let me see what else we got on here for you. It has the original bolt, and there's it says well too. It's original bolt carrier. It's all milled, one solid piece. I cleaned it up here today because it was in storage for quite some time. I haven't shot this in a while anyway, so I got it all cleaned up here today. And I took it up to the range and shot about 10 rounds just to make sure the functionality was still there. Okay, no problem. So it shot fine for me, no problem. I put, as I said before, 5-10 rounds through it. Shot fine. This one has chrome line barrel. The differences between some models out there, like the Russian, Yugo, Chinese, Romanian, let me see, Albanian out there too. The Russian ones have chrome barrels plus chrome chamber in there. The Chinese ones, like this one, they have a chromed barrel. They do not have a chromed chamber. The chamber was chromed later on in the production, so if you have an early Chinese one like I have right here, it's not going to have a chrome chamber, so it's always good to keep an eye on that. And when you're cleaning your gun, I recommend using like a bore. Let me see, I have right here like a 20 gauge, or I think I have a small one, 38. I think I have a 45 here as well too. I think. You want to make sure your chamber is nice and clean in there. Here, I think I got it right here. Yeah, 45 caliber. That's basically the same size as the your bullet that's going to fit in there right there. So you can put that down inside there and clean up the chamber. Just pull these on your cleaning rod, spin it around about 50 times in there. Pull it out, blow it out with some air, then put it back in there again. Repeat about maybe 4 or 5 times if you had a lot of junk sitting in there, because if your chamber's dirty, the bullet might not want to seat and get loaded up inside it properly. So it's always a good idea to clean up the chamber first. And take your bore snake. I got a couple bore snakes over here. Just run that through it maybe 4 or 5 times, and your bore should be relatively clean after that. I recommend using Hoppy's Gun Cleaner number 9 for most guns. They also make a semi-auto version, this one too, that's slightly better. it seems to clean a little bit better, and it dries up real quick too. That's another good thing about it. The Hobby's number 9 semi-auto gun cleaner dries up relatively quickly on these type of guns, so you don't have to constantly screw around and trying to have the stuff clean up on there for it. So basically, this gun, you can probably zero it at 50 yards, so it shoots okay for you. I took it, like I said before, I took it up to the gun range today, and just did a test fire on the 50-yard test range up there for it, and it shot okay. After you get done cleaning your gun, there's the last part. It's always recommended to take your bolt out. Let me open this thing back up here, you can see that. Take your bolt out of there and clean up the bolt, the firing pin, and the actual hole where the firing pin goes, because SKSs are known to have slam fire problems. They have slam fire either because the firing pin is not smooth and polished under properly, or your bolt has debris and junk up inside the firing pin area where it has the bolt face up in front of there. So anytime you take your gun apart, I recommend doing a thorough cleaning of the bolt itself, inside and externally as well too, because I had slam fire on my Yugo M59 SKS a few years back, and it happened because there was debris up inside the firing pin area inside the bolt. And basically what you do for that is you can either do like 3 things. I do a 3-step process. I get some carb cleaner. I put in a carb cleaner bucket, boiling hot carb cleaner for about maybe 1 or 2 hours. Then I take it out of that. I blow it out like you normally blow a carburetor out. Then after that, you take some of your Hobby's gun cleaner, stuff like that. You can take this stuff or the semi-auto gun cleaner, and you can run a. Let me see if I still have it over here. You can put a bunch of Q-tips up inside there, like these ones. Shove those up inside there, or you can stick. I think this one is right here, like a 17 caliber, or I think I got another one over here. 17, or I think it's a 22, I think, a 22 or 27, somewhere around there. 17, 22. I don't know where the hell I put the other one at over here, but I know I did have it over here. Just put like a bore brush up inside the hole where the firing pin protrudes from the bolt head on there, and basically run up and down maybe 3 or 4 times. Then get some ether or carb cleaner spray. Then when you're done with that, blow it out again. Then the last step would be to put brake cleaner up inside there. Then run one of these things up here one more time. Run some brake cleaner up and down, real good. And after that, you should be able to put your firing pin back inside it with no problem at all for that. So that'll be like the last step, and that basically eliminates 99.9% of the problems. If you're still having problems with it after that, I'd say you take it to a gunsmith and see if he can polish up the inner tube where the firing pin situates inside there, or get another fire pin. I actually got another firing pin for my Yugo. I put a late Chinese flat type in there, because they make 2 types of firing pins. They made a flat type, and they made a triangle type. My Yugo SKS had the triangle type, and I swapped that out for a flat Chinese one. So basically, you can interchange some components on certain SKSs out there. I personally like the flat one as opposed to the Yugo triangle one, because it seems to be lighter and it seems to move around in the bolt itself a lot quicker, so slam fire would less likely happen for that. So the ammunition these things love to shoot is usually like a brass cased ammunition. I have it in front of me here, right here. This is the specific, where's that here? Bulgarian Circle 10. Here, I got it right here. This is a brass cased Boxer primed ammunition made in 2013. Basically, any of these SKSs, you can shoot military grade ammunition, whether it's surplus or new production ammunition like this stuff right here as well. I do tend to favor, because I do tend to favor brass case or brass plated ammunition like the Golden Bear. It basically functions like brass ammunition, and it's like 1/8 their cost, so you don't gotta pay for the high price of complete brass. All it is like an electroplug coating on it for that. So the last thing is you do after you get done cleaning your SKS up like this one is check your bore down inside here. You have a bore snake right here. I got one of these right here. It's a blue one. It has a laser built into it too under as well. You really don't have to use the laser for anything if you don't want to. All you gotta do is just take it like this and shine down inside the chamber in there and see what the barrel looks like. This barrel looks almost perfect in there. Perfect. Looks perfect to me. So the barrel looks perfect down inside there, mainly because it's chrome lined. So that's the biggest good thing about these ones like that. Then you put it back together like that, and test fire it too after you do that. Make sure the functionality works fine for you as well. So shoots okay, test fired fine. Cock it back again. So looks good to me. Ready to go. So that's basically the functionality, testing, and cleaning your SKS rifle. If anybody has any questions, comments, whatnot, you can email me here. I can give you some directions how to do it yourself if you need any more further directions. And if you need parts, I have quite a few parts suppliers that I can give anybody who wants to any of them as well too. Just leave me your name, your email, whatever on my page here, and I'll be glad to assist you if you have anything like that needed. The last thing I should mention, yeah, I almost forgot about that. Your safety on these things. Your safety is located right here. Down is safety off. Up is safety on. So safety's on, you're good to go, no problem. Safety down, safety off, you're ready to fire. You're ready to fire right there for that. So please keep that in mind and always know where your safety is at in your gun, because you don't want to shoot somebody or shoot yourself. So if anybody has any questions, comments, whatnot regarding one of these things, sorry about that. Just give me a call here if you know my phone number, or leave me a detailed message on my page, and I'll be, like I said before, I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have about this particular style gun. I'll see you guys.